Okay, let's take the feet out wide. Hands to your hips, and we're gonna take some big hip circles, big yawn for your hip joints. Trying to smooth out any stuck places or creaky spots. Reverse. Or just checking in with how your hip joints feel today. And we'll come back to the center, let your arms hang, and we'll take a little twist. Allow your arms to swing from the centrifugal force. And you can turn your head to look behind you, or if that makes you dizzy, you can keep the head and eyes fixed forward. And we'll come back to the center. We'll stay in this wider parallel stance. Hands to your hips, and we'll keep the back straight. Fold at your hips and knees. Stick your butt out, and then stand up. Tracking the knees forward at the same angle as the toes, parallel, and stand. Wide leg squats, fold at the hips and knees, keeping the back straight. So waking up the hip and knee and ankle joints. 3 more. And let's squat down and hold. We're gonna lift the hips up just about an inch or 2. We'll keep our pelvis here. Equal weight on both feet. You're gonna lift one heel up, lower that heel down, and lift the other heel up. So pedaling the feet, working the thighs, one heel up at a time and down. Heel up and down. One more each leg, each foot. Both heels down and stand all the way up. I'll step from one side to the other, staying parallel with your legs, keeping the same distance between your feet. Maybe finding a little suspension or balance. 4, 3, 2, and we'll hold it on one side. Little circles of your free leg. Stabilize your pelvis, lengthen your spine on this angle. Reverse, circling the other way. Lift up to the side. Now we're gonna lower that foot, tap the floor, lift to the side. So lower and lift. Making sure that leg is not in front of you, not behind you, just straight out. Abduction of the leg. 4 more. Hold it up, little pulses higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll switch to the other side. Find your balance, little circles, stabilize your pelvis, lengthen your spine on this angle. Reverse. And now down and up, tap your toes to the floor, lift up to the side. Collarbones wide, navel to spine. Lift up, and now little pulses higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll step down. All right, let's have the legs together. You're welcome to hold on to something if you'd like. We're gonna keep the spine vertical. Slowly lift your heels and slowly lower. Zip up through your inner thighs, pelvic floor, and abdominals. Press into the big toe balls especially. Okay, we're gonna lift your heels up, Keep the heels lifted. Again, keep your spine vertical. Bend your knees. Coming straight down and then lift up. Straighten the knees. Bend and straighten. Squeeze the legs together. Like we're on our vertical reformer. Bend and press. Press into the big toes especially. Magnetize your inner thighs. 3 more. Bend the knees, lower your hips, keep your pelvis here. Lower and lift your heels without moving your pelvis or spine. Hug your abdominal wall into your spine. 2 more. And we'll lower the heels, straighten your legs, and shake it out. Okay, we're gonna do that whole series from external rotation. So heels together, toes apart, just a narrow V stance. We're gonna try and keep the heels together as you lift your heels up and lower your heels down. If they can't stay together, then move your toes closer together so you have a smaller slice of pie between your feet. Lift and lower the heels. Good, tall spine. Squeezing the inner edge of your heels together. Three more. And this time we'll lift the heels up. Keep your heels together and lift it. We'll bend the knees, keeping the spine vertical. Straighten the knees. Bend and lift. Squeeze your heels together. Knees track in line with the toes. So it's that same angle, that same slice of pie. Bend your knees, sink the hips down, keep your pelvis here, lower and lift your heels, keeping the spine and pelvis stable, heels squeezing together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels down, stand up, shake it out. Okay, let's grab the weights now. And we'll come to a parallel stance. Toes and knees track forward. Okay, we're gonna bend the arms and then press the weights up. Bend and bring the weights down. Let's practice that a few times. Bend, press up, bend, lower the weights down. We bend to bring the weights up to your shoulder and then push up overhead. Weights come down to the shoulder and then down by your sides. One more time. Bring the weights down and we're gonna squat back. Bring the weights back behind you, tricep press. Bend the elbows, press back. Bend and press back. Knees track over the toes. Even weight between the heels and toes. Keep your back straight at whatever angle it's at. 3 more. And now we'll bend the arms, stand up, press the weights up overhead. Bend the arms, and as we lower the arms, we'll take the arms back and squat back. So we bend, stand up, press the weights up. Bend, arms come back, squatting down. So it's that same arm movement we did, adding the squat to it. So we get some tricep work as we press back, and a bit of shoulder work as we lift up. You can eliminate anything that feels bad. Track your knees in line with your toes. Option to lift the heels up at the top, lower the heels and squat down. So just maybe adding that at the top. Or another option is to try to keep the heels lifted as you go into that squat and as you stand up. So we're keeping the heels lifted the whole time. If that's too much, you don't have to do it. 3 more, whatever variation you want. Ooh, that's hard. We'll come into that squat, arms back, lower and lift your heels, staying in that squat, or lift and lower. 3, 2, 1. Heels down and stand up. Let the arms hang by your sides, big shoulder rolls. Reverse. All right, with the arms hanging by your sides, we'll take a side bend. Let one arm become heavier, let your head tip over to that side. Exhale, engage your abdominals and restack. Other way, inhale over, let your head tip over, that arm becomes heavy. Exhale, navel to spine, and restack. Starting from the head. Press down through your feet, restack, lift and lengthen, get taller, and then go to the other side. Energy down through both feet. Draw your abs in to restack. One more each way. Can you use your abdominals to lift the spine back up? Let's do one more each way for fun. Bend your arms to 90 degrees, palms up, and we'll rotate the arms out and in. We're rotating the humeral head within the shoulder socket, those upper arm bones within the shoulder socket, even weight between the toes and heel, or we can again think about the tripod of the foot, the big toe ball, pinky toe ball, and the heel pressing down, lifting the arch of the foot up. You can stay on 2 feet or option to stand on one leg, challenging your balance. Lift your pelvis up away from your standing leg, creating space within your hip socket, hip joint. If you're on one leg, switch it out. Root down through that tripod, lift through the inner arch of the foot. If you're on one leg, switch it out again. We're gonna do another balance on each leg. And maybe take your free leg either forward or to the side or back, or you can kind of move it all around, just challenging our balance in a slightly different way. Having that leg so that the rest of the body has to move accordingly. Let's switch legs, balancing on the other leg. Take your free leg forward or to the side or back, or you can play with all 3. More with the arms. And we'll come back down. Let's set those weights to the floor and we'll take some big arm circles. We'll take the arms forward and up, back behind you and down. Big yawn for your shoulders, for your armpits. Reverse. One more deep breath, oxygenate your muscles, and we'll come down to sitting. We'll start without the weights. All right, so legs together, feet down on the floor, and hands behind your thighs. Actually, you can have the feet a little bit apart if you want, whatever's more comfortable in the hips. Okay, we're gonna lean back just a little bit, and we're gonna see if we can move the pelvis here. So we're gonna tilt the pelvis forward, rolling toward the front of the sits bones, arching the low back. And then we're gonna roll back, lengthening the lower back or tucking the pelvis. Tilt your pelvis forward, pubic bone toward the floor in front of you, and then rolling back, pressing the base of the sacrum down. So you're gonna see if you can rock the pelvis, keeping the rib cage and shoulders pretty stable. Rolling toward the front of the sits bones and then toward the back of the sits bones. 2 more of each. Mobilizing the lumbar spine, stabilizing the thoracic spine, the rib cage spine. Last one. And then see if you can find that space in between your neutral. And now let's walk the legs together. We're gonna stay back at this angle, squeeze your knees, press your feet down, and now take the arms forward, palms down, and we'll pump for hundreds. Inhale for 5 arm pumps, exhale for 5 arm pumps. Press your feet firmly down, squeeze your legs together. Vigorous arms, stable through the rest of the body. Two more breaths here. Arms can stay out in front of you, or you can grab the thighs. We're gonna try and keep the back straight, and we're gonna lift up and hinge back. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, hinge back. So the whole spine moves at one piece. Long neutral spine. 3 more. Let's grab those weights now. We're gonna do the same thing, but with weights. You can do this without the weights too. Arms to the ceiling to start. So we're finding that tall, neutral spine. We're gonna hinge back, take the arms forward, and then lift the spine, lift the arms up. Inhale back, exhale to vertical. Squeeze your legs together, press your heels into the floor. 3 more here. Let's hinge back and hold. Open your right arm to the side, twist. Back to center, and then switch. Open the left arm, twist. Open up the chest. 1 more each way. And we'll set those weights off to the side. Okay, straighten out your right leg. Hug the left knee in to sit tall. And we're gonna flex and point the right foot. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Sit up super tall, like your back is against a wall. And now we'll dorsiflex, pull the toes back, reach your heel forward, and straighten that knee as much as you can. We're gonna stay tall, straight leg, and you're gonna lift that leg up and down. And if we're doing it right, it'll be really hard to lift it. Sometimes we want to tuck the pelvis to make more room for that leg to come up, but try and stay up high on top of the sits bones. Pulling the chest forward. Flex that foot hard, straighten your knee hard so your quad is working a lot. 2 more, get taller and lift. Get taller and lift. And we'll switch legs. All right. Sit up tall. We'll start with that foot movement, flex and point, or dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Two more. And we'll dorsiflex. Reach your heel forward, toes back, and straighten that knee all the way. Sit up really tall, and you're gonna lift and lower your leg, or try. Should feel like a Herculean task. Tilt the pelvis slightly forward for more challenge. Almost like you're gonna roll your hip bone toward your thigh bone. Get taller as you lift. Can that knee be straighter? Energy forward through your heel, back into the hip socket, and up through the crown of your head. 3 more. Get taller and lift. All right, bend both knees, hands behind you, and we'll wake up the other side of the body, the back side of the body. Press into the tripod of your feet, big toe ball, pinky toe ball, and the heels. Press into the heels of your hands, and we'll lift the hips up. Lower down with control. Moving slow for control. Up and down. Contracting the hamstrings, the glutes, the back muscles. 3 more. Open up the front of the hip joint. Maybe stretching the hip flexors a little bit. This time we'll lift and hold. Keep your pelvis stable, lift one leg to tabletop, step down and switch. Marching the legs, keep the hips level, navel to spine. 2 more each side. Hips a little higher, and we'll come all the way down. All right, step your feet out wide, sway your knees side to side as far as they can go in each direction. Okay, let's come onto one side. We're gonna come onto a forearm or an elbow. All right, let's hold on to your underneath ribs, and you're gonna lift your ribs up with your hand and with your obliques. We're gonna try and keep that sense of lifting as we move the top leg. So we'll straighten the top leg out, stack your hips, so press the top hip forward, and we're just gonna do a little up and down of that leg, still lifting through the side ribs. So if we lift that leg too high, then the ribs drop down. So we wanna keep the ribs lifted, and so your leg might not go very high. We're working those obliques, good. And now let's hold it up, and we'll take your leg forward and backward. Stable, lifted ribs. Exploring how far you can go without moving the shoulders, ribs, or pelvis. Keep lifting those ribs up. Let's take that leg forward, and from here, little circles. Staying in front of you, keep lifting those ribs up. Reverse. And now let's take this leg behind you. Little circles back here. Keep lifting your ribs. Lengthen the sides of your neck. Reverse, staying behind you. And we'll bend both knees. Heels back in line with the tailbone. Keep lifting your ribs. And now lift your pelvis up. We'll hold and breathe here for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down, and let's go to the other side. All right, both knees bent, elbow under your shoulder, and then we'll take that other hand to your underneath ribs, lifting those ribs up. We'll extend the top leg, lift and lower the top leg, keeping the ribs lifted as much as you can. Using the obliques. That hand is there to remind you to keep lifting the ribs. 3, 2, and we'll hold it up, forward and backward. How far can you go in each direction without moving the shoulders, ribs, or pelvis? Keep lifting those ribs up. Navel to spine. Forward, and we'll do little circles in front if you keep lifting those ribs. Stable ribs, stable pelvis. Reverse, stay forward. And we'll take that leg behind you. Little circles back here. Again, lift your ribs as much as you can. Reverse. And we'll bend both knees, knees together, heels together. Keep lifting those ribs, and now lift your pelvis up. Stay and breathe for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Let's come onto your back, and we'll use the weights. Okay, so you can do this with or without the weights. up to how your shoulders feel. And legs can be wherever's comfortable. Let's take your arms up to the ceiling. Heavy shoulders, lengthen the back of the neck. And draw your abdominal wall to your spine. You're gonna open your arms out to the sides as you inhale. And lift up, exhale. How wide is up to you. If taking your arms too low hurts your shoulders, you can always make that movement smaller. Keep a little bit of a tuck in your chin so the back of your neck feels long. And gently draw your lower ribs down, so a little bit of abdominal engagement. And we'll take the arms up. Arm scissors, one arm backward, one arm forward. Exhale to lift and switch. And again, if this bothers your shoulders, you can make a smaller range of movement. Like sometimes going back with that arm is too much. So maybe you go back less far, a smaller range, or you could do it without the weights. That's another good option. Keep pressing the lower ribs down. Lengthen the back of the neck. Navel to spine with each exhale. Keep going with the arms here. We'll walk our legs to tabletop. Slightly tuck the pelvis now, so we have more weight toward the top of the sacrum, curling the bottom of the sacrum just ever slightly up. Just to get those lower abdominals to work. One more each side. Arms up, weights together. We'll get into the triceps now. Bend the arms, weights to your forehead and lift up. An option to extend one leg as you extend the arms, bend, and then switch. So alternating legs. Or you could do both legs at the same time if you like. Squeeze the knees together. Good. And maybe try both legs if you haven't yet. Both legs straighten, both legs bend. Four more. Let's hold it up. Keep the legs lifted. Little circles of your arms, separating the weights for part of that circle. Weights together as you come in, using your abs to hold those legs up. Reverse your arm circles. Keep the weights within your field of vision, or keep your hands within your field of vision. Arms straight up, and we'll set the feet down. We'll turn the palms forward for chest press. Bend your elbows out wide and press up. Elbows go straight out. Wrists over elbows. Working the pectorals. Heavy through the top of the shoulder. Tuck your chin again. Two more like this. Let's just rest the arms for a moment. We are going to get back to that chest press in a moment. Let's straighten your right leg down on the mat. Flex your foot. Straighten that knee as much as you can. And a little tiny pelvic tuck. We're going to lift this leg up. Straight leg up. Straight leg down with control. Draw your lower abdominals down to lift the leg up. Lower with control. Two more. Navel down to lift your leg up. Press the top of your thigh down into the back of the hip socket. All the way down to the floor, and then we'll switch legs. Bend the right, straighten the left leg down on the mat, flex your foot, little tuck of your pelvis, and we'll lift up. Inhale, lower with control, working as you come down. Navel down to lift your leg up, breathe out. Inhale, lower with control. Let's go for 2 more. All the way down. And we'll bend that knee. We're gonna switch legs again, and we'll pick up our weights. Let's take your elbows out to the sides. So we're gonna go into that chest press. As you press your arms up, you're gonna lift your leg up. Lower the leg, open the elbows and bend. Exhale, press and lift. Little tuck of the pelvis, so you have more weight in the top of the sacrum than in the bottom of the sacrum. Navel down to lift up. 3 more with this leg. Bend your elbows, rest those elbows down a moment. We'll switch legs. Straighten the left leg out, flex that foot, deepen your abdominals. And with your next exhale, we'll lift the leg, lift the weights up. Bend your elbows wide, lower with control. Exhale to lift. Four, 3. Deepen your abdominals. Here's that final one. And we'll set the foot down, arms down by your sides, palms facing up, and shimmy your shoulder blades flat against the floor. We'll do some bicep curls with the arms here. Bend and straighten. You can have your elbows down to support the shoulders or hover the elbows up. Squeeze the shoulder blades, collarbones wide. Four more. All right, let's set those weights off to the side. Feet sit spun distance apart, knees bent. And we're gonna rock the pelvis. You're gonna tilt your pubic bone toward your nose, and then tilt the pubic bone toward your feet, arching the back. Tilting the pelvis north to south, north being your belly button, south being the pubic bone. Or you could think of north being your head, south being your feet. Just that we're getting that posterior and anterior tilt or rock. And try not to use your legs if possible. Instead, use your core, your abdominals and low back. One more each way. And then find your center, find your neutral. We're going to think about the hip bones in the front, the ASIS, as our east and west. So we're going to lift one hip up, press the other hip down, and then gently switch. So we're going into a rotation. Going east to west or side to side. Try and keep your knees pointed up at the ceiling so we're not swaying the knees. And again, do your best to use your back and abdominals more so than your legs. Two more each way. And it is a subtle movement. Okay, so we've got our compass now. We've got north, south, kind of pubic bone, or belly button, pubic bone, or head and feet. And then we've got east and west, that side movement. So we're gonna start by going north, little pelvic tuck, and you're gonna go around your compass. So we're gonna circle around the perimeter of that compass, trying to make that motion smooth, fluid, Keeping it slow. Knees pointed up at the ceiling. How big can you make that movement? And then reverse, going the other way. Connect to your abdominals and back muscles. 2 more this direction. And then come back to your neutral. Okay, getting into some bridging now. So adjust the feet if you'd like. We're gonna think again about the tripod of the foot, pressing into the big toe ball, pinky toe ball, and the heel. Press also through your arms, through the back of your shoulder, back of your arm, and through the hands. All right, pressing through all of those points. You're gonna keep the spine in neutral and start to float the pelvis up. Hug your abdominals, squeezing in on all sides like your abdominals are a corset or a lumbar support. You're gonna stay here for 3 breaths. Just holding that bridge. Press down through the big toe ball especially. Press down through the arms. And with each exhale, draw your abdominal wall toward your spine without dropping the pelvis or spine. Connecting more deeply to the abdominals with each exhale. Lengthen from the crown of your head out through your knees. And now think about reaching your sits bones toward your calves as you slowly lower all the way down. Lengthen the spine as you come down. Again, staying in that neutral. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, co-contract your pelvic floor and abdominals and float your pelvis up. Pressing into all 3 points of your tripod, your foot tripod, but especially the big toe, holding for 3 breaths. Squeeze your abdominals around your spine with each exhale, so deepening that connection with each exhale. Feel long from the crown of your head out through the knees, reaching your knees over your toes. Press down through the arms and shoulders. And now reach the sits bones forward, lengthen the spine as you come down, trying to create more space between each vertebrae. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press down through the feet, down through the arms, and float your pelvis up. 3 breaths to hold. Spiral your thighs slightly in to magnetize your inner thighs. Reach the sits bones forward, lengthen and lower all the way down. Okay, so you can keep the feet slightly up, the legs slightly apart, or you can bring your legs all the way together. And we're gonna add on to this. So we'll inhale, exhale, press down to lift up. Hug your abdominals around your spine. And now we're gonna keep the pelvis lifted. Now I want you to keep the thighs level. And we're gonna pick up the right foot to straighten the right leg. So in order to keep the thighs level, that leg is at an angle. And then we're gonna bend that knee, step your foot down, and switch. So the thighs really don't move. Extend the leg, and then bend, step that foot down. Extend the other leg. Keeping the hips level, keep switching legs. Pubic bone to navel. 2 more each leg. Good. Press down through the tripod of the foot and then switch. Last one each leg. Deepen your abdominals. Both feet down, level the hips, and slowly come all the way down. All right, you can open your arms, sway your knees, or you can hug your knees into your chest. Whatever stretch feels good to you. Okay, let's come on to one side. Side lying. Using your arm as a pillow, or you can use some pillows. Okay, let's straighten out the bottom leg. We're gonna start with some inner thigh work. We'll place the top knee down in front of you, draw your abs in, and we'll lift and lower the bottom leg. Exhale to lift, inhale, lower. You flex that foot, you can point it, you can have it relaxed. Draw your abdominal wall to your spine with each exhale. Adding to this, you're gonna lift your head and chest up slightly as you lift your leg and then come back down. So we're kind of lifting the top of the spine as you lift your leg up. We might feel those top obliques a bit. And then we're gonna see if we can also lift the bottom arm up. So that arm that's under your head or close to your head. You might push into the top hand, the top leg. Something has to push down in order to lift other things up. 3 more. All right, we'll rest the upper body. Let's lift the bottom leg up. Little circles of that leg. Stable spine and pelvis. Keep that engagement of your abdominals. Reverse. Hold this leg up, little pulses up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Let's bend both knees. Let's do tabletop on your side. So knees in front of the hips, kind of a 90-degree bend at the knees, 90-degree bend at the hips, and we'll do some rotation at the hip joint. Starting with internal rotation. Keep your knees together, lift and lower the top foot. Press the top knee down as you lift your foot up. A little bit of inner thigh engagement. 4, 3, all right, let's keep the feet together now. Open the top knee. And it might be small since the feet are down. Keep your pelvis stable. Press that top foot down as you lift your knee up, just to get a little bit more work out of those rotators, those little muscles behind the hip under your glute. Three more. All right, let's float the top leg just above the bottom leg. So we're starting parallel here. All right, let's keep your foot where it is, your top foot. We're gonna tap the top knee down to the other knee and then lift it up. Let's do that a few times. Tap the knee down and then lift up to parallel. Knee down, back up to parallel. So internal rotation, then neutral or parallel. One more. All right, now we're gonna keep that knee lifted. We're gonna tap the top foot down and up, or just at least in that direction. So we go into that external rotation and then neutral. 3, 2, 1. Now let's tap the knee down, foot up, and then switch, foot down, knee up. So we're going through internal rotation all the way to external rotation. Knee down, foot up, foot down, knee up, and stabilize your pelvis. 2 more of each. And back to neutral. Let's stay in neutral. We'll open that whole leg and lower it down, like you're opening one flap of a book. Parallel clamshell. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's go straight away to the other side. All right, we'll straighten the bottom leg, place your top knee down. Lift and lower the bottom leg, starting with that inner thigh work. Contract your abdominals toward your spine. And then we're gonna lift the top of the spine as you lift your leg. So lifting the head and maybe the chest a little bit. You'll feel some pressure down through that bottom hip, maybe down through the top knee. And then maybe add that bottom arm. pretty hard to do. Just do what you can.
Yes.
Four more. Okay, we'll keep the upper body relaxed. Lift the bottom leg up, little circles of the bottom leg. Stay connected to your abdominals, your pelvic floor muscles. Reverse. Hold that leg up, little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and lower down. Let's bend both knees, tabletop on your side, 90-degree bend at the knee, 90-degree bend at the hip, and we'll start with internal rotation. Squeeze the knees together as you lift the top foot and lower. Press that top knee down as you lift your foot up. Little inner thigh squeeze. Three, 2, 1. And now we'll squeeze the feet together, lift the top knee and lower. Stable pelvis. With the feet down, we might not get as much rotation as we expect. That's okay. Press the top foot down as you lift your knee up, just to get a little more work out of those rotators. At the back of the hip, under the glutes. Three more. We'll hover the top leg parallel. Let's keep your foot here, the top foot here. Tap your knee down, knee up, knee down, back up to parallel. So internal rotation, parallel. Rotate in and parallel. Two more. Back to parallel. Now keep your knee about here, tap the top foot down and up. So we've got external rotation, external, then back to parallel or neutral. Three more. And now we'll go from internal to external. Tap the knees, tap the feet. Knee down, foot up, foot down, knee up. Four, 3, 2. Back to parallel. Let's open the whole leg and lower, staying in that parallel clamshell. Opening one flap of a book. Stabilize your pelvis. Don't let that hip go back. 3 more. And we're gonna come face down. Okay. So let's have the hands just right in front of the shoulders so your forearms are down. Float your forehead an inch or two above the floor. Little pelvic tuck, navel to spine. And we're gonna do a little bit of swan here. So reach your sternum forward to lift the chest up. And we're gonna start to push into the hands, lifting the elbows, keep reaching your sternum forward, start to look forward. We won't go all the way up, so we're not straightening the arms. How high though is up to you. And then slowly lower all the way down. You can always make that smaller if you need. Think about reaching your sternum forward, shining the light of your chest to the wall in front of you. Little pressure into the palms, lift your sternum, shoulders back. How high is up to you, and then slowly lay yourself back down. Reach the sternum forward, open the chest. Press into the palms to get a little bit more, and then slowly come back down. Last one. And we'll come all the way down. Reach your arms forward, hands a little bit wider than shoulder width, and palms facing in. Draw your navel up, lengthen your lower back, and we're gonna move your right arm and left leg up. Lower down, and then switch. So opposite arm and leg lift. Inhale, lower, and again, switching sides each time. Keep that little lift in your low belly, lengthen your lower back. So we're stabilizing the torso and spine, lifting 2 limbs. And your head is part of your spine, so your head should not move either. 1 more each side. Now we're gonna lift same side limb. So right arm, right leg, then lower, then left arm, left leg, without moving the torso. So I don't want you to rock side to side. Lifting the same side limbs. Right side, then left side. Lengthen your low back, lift your abdominal wall. 1 more each side. Now keep the feet down, lift both arms, lower both arms, and now just lift the legs. Legs down, arms up, arms down, legs up. Just the arms, keep the legs down. Just the legs, keep the arms down. 1 more of each. Lift your navel. Grand finale, lift all 4 limbs. Stay and breathe for the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, rest. You can relax here. You can come to a child's pose or any stretch that feels good to you. All right, and that's all right. We're all done anyhow. So that's the end.